Do you have your answer for?
We want to ask. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the great spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to being ordinary.
And how are we supposed to?
By using the Renis Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the
Hold on. That sounds...
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorn.
She was actually right.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat...
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall...
So it really will kill...
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the great spirit.
What are our other...
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal...
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out...
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world.
That's...
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great... 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the Great. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will...
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are...
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony. Considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed, I cannot allow it.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow...
Your starship will not be restored, and you...
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather... We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of... If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit order...
Alphen.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its...
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma? One of your...
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated.
So right in the middle of that giant...
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral... What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit...
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without...
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is...
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for...
Hevrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all. Fix our starship. We're...
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result... Repair work on your starship has commenced. Finished.
Man, Is it too much to ask for Hevrick 35 to talk like a normal person? I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Don't worry. I think we're mostly done with him. Now all we have to do is rest up and wait. Once the Fall Knights is good to go again, we'll be taking off for Renna right away. Is the Renis Alma really our only hope?
Shion's Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral... Couldn't we make use...
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe.
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity to manage that, it can do this, right?
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later, remember? Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could...
Hevrick 35 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details, so assuming it's...
You're probably...
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renan's...
I am. But
you're worried about the future of
the fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Dahnans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my... Even as I dream of retirement, I shall...
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even...
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I... But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as Of course, I'm sure there were some but we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good...
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that...
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of... Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be...
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find... If we can build a society that works like that...
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said... Do you still plan to return to Lenegis?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may...
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know. Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah.
Hey, why'd you call me here?
Well, so I wanted to
Apologize?
I was being real stupid before. About whether I get why you're angry now. So, I'm sorry.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have... Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our string?
But you... You really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because...
Yeah, but I think I also want to believe it.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent...
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with... It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning. Even if that meaning, then when I felt Dana's will, I was over... It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trusted...
Remember what I said about night? That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's in... I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, but I think that's how Dana's energy probably is...
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will in a way, doesn't that...
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will.
Yeah.
Everett 35 might, but... You know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is mine, so thanks, Rinwell. To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind.
Huh? No.
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you're
No,
thinking?
that's not what I'm
Then
saying.
spit it out,
You sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much...
Same as you. Still...
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave.
Hey, Alphen?
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, like Hevrecht 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body and Rena. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't, you'll use the Blazing Sword to destroy the Great Spirit.
Huh?
It's true the Blazing Sword may not have the strength of the, but it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts.
You can't be serious.
Listen, we don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. But if it comes down to it...
Okay, but you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I hope you can forgive...
Alphen. Okay. So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a...
I remember how I felt the first time my thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. I don't have words for the shock.
That's because I couldn't feel pain.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. But still, I hate...
You won't have to worry about that.
You think so?
I do, because I...
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, we should...
Agreed. Can't...
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to...
We're fighting for a new future for...
Right. We've come...
Then let's go, everybody.
Repairs on your starship are complete.
Is that you, Hevrecht 35?
I can see anywhere within...
Sounds like someone's...
Maybe we should give Hevrecht 35 a break.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can...
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women...
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's...
Wait.
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship...
So, once we reach the shell, It appears we'll have to infiltrate the core.
We gotta go all the way down.
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit?
The extinction of my people is, as such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to...
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it's...
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up. Did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last...
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you can...
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to...
It's hard to explain. To be... All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to...
I guess this means we should give that warp drive.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is... dead.
Then this must be the Hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world?
And it's covering everything.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of...
So arresting.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant, but after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from...
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude, until their whole world was nothing but this.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit...
You're saying if we don't stop it...
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will...
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, it looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate. Ever.
A hollowed ocean as far as the...
What do you mean, what would happen?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead?
No, because
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we...
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this.
You'd think I was already snorkeling. So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renis Alma using the...
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding...
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her, the problem isn't just our enemy's strength. It's that it's sentient, too. And you can bet anything...
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in a...
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to dive...
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renis Alma, which we can then use to... It won't be easy, but it's our own... Question for you. Let's say...
What'll the world be like?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of...
A lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much.
What do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renin rule. But if it just...
That's true. Just as bad.
Renins, Danans, astral art users, mages... The world...
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different to someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences, so...
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time...
There will no longer be any need for the example.
That's where we come in. Imagine it. A world where magic and
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody...
Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
I wonder what Helganquil civilization...
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest.
There's no question it must have been advanced, like none either world has ever seen. We could surely stand...
I get that you're itching to delve into its history.
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the...
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether Rena is amenable to an aging
It's a little early to be giving it...
A man can dream, though.
Oh, we didn't say there's any...
In your case, Dohalim, dreams have a
You'll need to stay with us for now, though.
Why do I feel this is less of a compliment and more of an ultimatum?
Just a friendly suggestion.
Hey!
Is this about dinner last night?
What? No!
Rinwell.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored...
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then.
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech...
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till...
Connect the dots!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to
Huh.
It would mean... just that, I guess. But...
Not... hugely? Hey, Kisara, well, I've got you.
Get him, Hoot.
Ow!
Oh, now you want to listen.
Ow, ow, ow! You know, guys, when you think about it, we've taken...
You can say that again. If one thing's for certain in this world.
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the Renins have, like, a
Certainly in all of my years, I've never heard of them constructing such a massive facility on Dana.
The only thing I can think of, then, is that the feral ones must be
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down, so it's...
Exterminate them? Whoa.
What do you mean?
Zeugles originally used to be living creatures native to Dana and Rena, right? Being genetically modified...
You're right. Zeugles were only created because of us Renins. We altered the original...
First people made Zeugles, and then we let them go. And now we're trying to kill them because...
I hope we find a way to be...
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and cities.
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering that Renans...
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap, that might...
Well, I guess when you look at it that way.
Helganquil!
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait!
It's no use. We're not-
So they really are being controlled.
I knew there was something off here!
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game.
Hurricane Flare!
Negative game!
Right back at you! Glacial Spear! Here's Evil! Celestial Hammer! Freeze Lancer! I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar!
Can't handle me, can you?
Dance in the wind!
Glacial Fire! Tiger Blade!
Explosion!
Lunar Begin!
Celestial Hammer!
Inferno Crossing!
Here's Evil!
Bloody hell!
Resonate with the
Stalagmite! Great.
Make it rain! Rending you apart!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Nicely done! Pathetic!
All thanks to you.
Not on my watch! Radiant
Flaming
Blast!
Meteor!
Oh, violent starting
Inferno
wind!
Crossing!
Now! Radiant here! Radiant here!
I am not beyond fury. Beckett into everlasting darkness. Negative gate.
Don't get caught in the blast! Glacial Spear! That's Evil! Freeze Lancer! Sweet dreams! You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
Rising Wyvern!
Freeze Lancer! Celestial Hammer! Do it! Right. It's showtime! By the power of flame! Celestial Hammer! Without a break!
Down on the ground. Demon Lance.
Eternal Devastation!
Burning! Glacial Spear! Here's Evil!
Rising Wyvern!
Freeze Lancer!
Eat this! Do it! Dohalim!
All yours, Kisara.
Alphen,
I can't forgive them for... But I hate killing them. They don't even...
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice...
Yeah, I know.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now, this whole mission is over. We have to stay the course.
I thought there'd be more dirt and rocks and stuff underneath.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the Helgang.
It's incredible. Do you...
Hey, these guys built Lenegus, remember?
If they had the power to create things like this, did they or rather, was that the only use the Great Spirit let them... We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil.
The true citizens of Rena. What a shame that they have become... To think of the promise their accomplishments once held. They had the potential...
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know...
Like all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure.
I think we may have had the chance once. Before the Renan Great Spirit...
You and Alphen both share an optimism. On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself.
Just look at the size of that thing. The Helganquil's in the past 300 years. No, even before that.
Regarding the past 3 centuries at least, I'd say there's a good chance. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping.
I can understand where he's coming from.
What do you mean where it leads?
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit, oh...
Yeah. With all this technology at their fingertips, there must be some kind of device somewhere.
Borrow one of their contraptions?
If it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't.
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets...
Brace yourselves! This one's tough!
Glacial Spear! Here's the evil!
I'm on
Sword Rain Alpha!
By the power of flame! Vanish without a trace!
Solo Dance! Talon Hurricane!
Explosion!
Ribbon! I'm just getting started!
Burning? I'll heal you all! Celestial Winter! What would I do without you? I owe you, Sion.
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Bird!
Radiant Pierce!
In a bind! Talon Hurricane!
Celestial Wall!
I'll tear you
Healing Circle!
Now we're not so much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint, I hear.
Celestial
Nope,
Winter!
that'd be silly.
Go! Searing Flame! Reload!
No further! Swallow Dance! I'm just getting started!
Take further! And again!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Radiant
Here I
Pierce!
come!
Now I'm in the groove!
Back into the fray! Mega Ray!
I'll tear you apart!
Megasonic Thrust!
Celestial
Dragon Swarm! Pierce through!
Talon Hurricane!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Hear my call!
You require help.
Glacial Spear! They're surrounding us!
Double Demon
Water!
Fang!
Flight!
Dragon Shell!
Demon Fang!
Celestial Hammer!
I'm off my phone!
Searing Flame! Reload!
Vacuum Blade!
Lightning!
Double
By the
Demon
power
Fang!
of flame! Vanish without a trace!
Demon Fang!
I'm just...
Celestial Hammer! Explosion! Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
I wonder how the Renans avoided being mind-controlled like the Helganquil. Do you think it might have something to do with the...
I'd say it's likely. Which is...
Ironic?
The Renans have committed grave injustices against the Danans. But it was all of their own volition. Now, it turns out they themselves...
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit.
Now hang on, though. It was that same free will that allowed... Without it, we wouldn't have been able to beat hatred and forge...
Law's entirely right.
Yeah.
What'd he say?
He said...
Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole room functions as an elevator. That... apparatus there is...
What the... Where did they come from?
Less worry, more action. Concentrate. You got company. Radiant Pierce. Radiant Pierce. I'm lightning. Enemies incoming. Sounds like a job for yours truly. Pierce.
Do it!
Law. Get toasty.
Bird strike!
Right. Reinforcements?
Take this!
Mega Ray. Energy. The waters of creation.
Now
Into
I'm
the
in the
shadows.
groove.
Mortal Dragon Field.
Devastation! Burn!
Time. I'll heal you all. Purge malevolence. Magic is healing circle. This will come in handy. There. Go what I do without you. Into the shadows. Burning strike. heaven and earth!
Kisara! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
More Sukos?
Keep calm and take them down! Unviolent guarding force! Here! Now! Take chain between heaven and earth! A wailing dancer! Into the shadows! I'm only getting started! Back into the fray! Here! Who wants to die next?
Inferno Punch!
The flames will roar! Into the shadows!
We got the advantage!
Good.
Into the shadows!
Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, cause log on! Inferno Punch! Mess with me!
I'll heal you all! I'll be saving this one! Healing circle! Require complete focus! Into the
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
There!
Swallow dance!
Now!
Kisara! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
No defense! Here I go! And again! Into the shadows! Range out!
Tear you apart!
Into the meteor! Now for something special! Graviton field! Into the shadows! Graviton field!
Demons descend! Flashing bang!
Easy! Way to go! Zephyr Trident! This is it!
Tear you apart! Eternal devastation!
Zephyr Trident! How's this? It's over!
I'll tear you apart! Here I come! Rising Wyvern!
Go away!
Soaring Light Spear!
Into the shadows!
I'm on it! Step it up! I'll tear you apart! Sword Rain Alpha!
I'm only getting level! It looks like you got this one covered! Graviton field! Let's get you off into the shadows! Graviton illuminate the dark! Come into the shadows! Holy land! One more time!
I'm on Rising Wyvern! Neuron!
Radiant here! Radiant here! This one! Take again! A whirling thunder! Out of ammo! Winds of heaven! First force! Watch and weep! Radiant here! Too much to handle! Radiant here! Take air threat again!
Rising Falcon!
There! Now! Get toasty!
Bird Strike!
No defense! Zephyr
Rising
Trident!
Wyvern! Neuron!
Illuminate the dark! Come towards it! Pounce it! Stand in the way! War! Now!
Blow them away!
You're open! Oh,
Rising Wyvern!
Rain down! Into the shadows! Graviton field! Into the shadows! Meteor! A chain between heaven and
Rising
earth!
Wyvern!
Zephyr
Soaring
Trident! Wailing Dancy of lightning!
Rising
Now,
Wyvern!
Radiant Spear! Get on in there with the
Neuron!
others!
Chakra
I'm out of
Strike!
ammo!
Demon
It's
Tank!
over! Back into the fray! Up and up! Let's go!
Will this help?
Dance in the wind! Healing air blast! The waters of creation!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Here I go!
Radiant! Illuminate the dark! Rainbow here! Holy glimmer! Holy water here! Take now!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
You're open! Light astral! The waters of creation! Into the shadows! Dance, immortal droplet! Graviton field! Sleep there! And again!
Sweeping them up is a one-man job.
By all means, be my guest.
I mean, you can help if you want.
Radiant pierce! A whirling struggle! Radiant pierce! Winds of heaven! Burst forth! Out of ammo! Cyclone! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Light astral! Radiant blood!
Love! Get toasty!
Bird Strike!
I still got a ways to go.
even in such a harsh environment as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Rena? Or could they be Zeugles somehow?
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around them. You think that pit struck? I have a bad feeling about this.
The waters of creation! Into the shadows! Dance, immortal droplets! Gravitas field! Here I come! Tidal wing!
Insects should stay on the ground.
Got flyers!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
All yours!
Let's do it! Do it! Lost! Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Right, next one!
Already on!
Into the shadows! Waterfall! Gravitas field!
I'm on it!
Into the shadows! A whirling struggle! Gravitas field! Winds of heaven! Into the shadows! Field! Will this help?
Eternal devastation!
Light
These
after
fists have got your name on them!
Healing circle!
Rising
Into the
Warfare!
shadows! Here's a dance in the wind!
Mirage!
Need to throw myself together!
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
A whirling struggle!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
You're mine! First strike!
Gravitas field! In the wind!
Infernal torrent!
Into the shadows! A whirling struggle! Gravitas field! Winds of heaven! Sleep
Demon
now!
Fang! Double Demon Fang! Crush!
Gravitas
Eternal
field!
devastation!
Anything in armor is all Gravitas field! Into the shadows!
You're mine!
Gravitas field!
It must take guts to fight without a weapon.
I'm not great. I'll just do what I have to.
If you're ever in a pinch, look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Nice one, Alphen.
Yeah, there's more where that came from.
This won't be easy.
Take this!
Don't be such a pessimist. Radiant here! Radiant here! Here goes! One more! Tunnel! Back into the fray! Radiant here! Radiant here! Radiant light!
Prepare to be sealed, though. Actually, that sounds more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing. Radiant light!
Now I'm real mad!
Too much!
Radiant here!
Sweeping them up is a one-man job.
By all means, be my guest.
I mean, you can help if you want.
Winds of heaven! The force! Think again!
Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang!
Radiant pierce! Light after Radiant cascade! Think again! No defense!
Fang!
Radiant pierce!
Not much longer to go.
Come on, one final...
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Magna Ray! Radiant pierce! I'm out of ammo! Razor Cyclone! Radiant light!
Demon Fang!
I'm all
Demon
stopped up!
Fang! Double Demon Fang!
Radiant pierce! Radiant pierce! Radiant pierce!
Demon Fang!
Dance in the wind! The waters of Radiant! Dance, immortal droplets!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
I've got a really bad feeling about this. Radiant Pierce! Radiant Pierce! Eat this! You head! Radiant Pierce! Radiant Pierce!
Prepare to be sealed, O fleet of foot. Actually, perhaps bound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
Radiant Pierce! Radiant Pierce! Radiant Pierce! Damn it! Out of ammo! I'm all stocked up! Healing circle!
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a Played that here.
Nope, that'd be silly.
Radiant Pierce! Radiant Pierce! Radiant Pierce! Radiant Pierce! Damn it! I'm all stocked up! Annihilation! Radiant Pierce!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Celestial Resuscitation! Let's go! Lunar Corruption! Gemini Aqua!
They've got me in their sight.
Celestial Hammer! Glacial Fire by the power of water! Sorry, by the power...
Pay for that!
Finish with them! Celestial Hammer! Water, hear my call! Fled! Glacial Spear! Pierce Eagle! Freeze Lancer! Celestial Hammer! Ready! Celestial Hammer! Hear my call!
Rising one! Demon Fang! Demon Fang!
Freeze Lancer!
Demon Fang!
Celestial Hammer!
Demon Fang!
By the power of the flame!
Double Demon! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang!
Healing Circle!
Demon Fang! Double Demon
Out of ammo! Celestial Hammer!
Now I can let loose. No further! Incineration Wave!
Going in! Gemini Aqua! Here goes! Celestial Hammer!
Now we're not.
Light Spear! Mirage!
Explosion! Burning Strike!
What the hell is going on?
Fall back, Alvin. We'll take point here.
Thanks.
Gemini
You
Aqua!
won't impose on me like this.
Spear Flame! Reload!
Sword Rain Alpha! Radiant Strike!
Resuscitation!
It's tonight! Can't move!
Into the shadows!
You have to hold on.
I'll bring you back from...
This one's mine.
Celestial Hammer!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Celestial Hammer!
Hurricane, leave
Lunar Corruption! Celestial Hammer!
Water!
Annihilation!
Eternal
By the
Devastation!
power of water!
Demon Fang!
By the power of flame! Finish without a trace!
Now we're never.
The waters of creation! Dance immortal goblet! Radiant Pierce! Damn it!
Epic descent! Flashing bang!
Does anyone else think this may be just a bit too tough for us? This'll make us even more formidable.
Guess I misread the landing.
This one will be difficult to predict.
Radiant Pierce! Radiant Pierce! Radiant Light! Pierce! Will this help?
Sonic Spear!
Radiant Light!
This one's all mine! I'll crush you! Lightning Reflexes! Tenebrous Claw! I'm on it!
Back into the fray!
Storm!
Radiant Pierce! Radiant Pierce!
Now I'm in trouble!
Will this help? Shooting Star! Healing Circle!
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint.
Nope, that is silly.
Radiant Pierce! Radiant Pierce!
Should have messed with me!
The waters of creation! Mortal Droplet!
On your
There!
knees.
Burn!
I'll crush you! Lightning Reflexes! Tenebrous Claw! Eat this!
I'm all stopped up!
Storm!
Pierce! Radiant Pierce! Radiant
Negative
Pierce!
J!
Radiant
Resonate with the
Pierce!
earth!
I'm out of ammo! Go back into...
Rending you a bloody hollow!
Healing Circle! Pierce!
Negative J!
A wailing Radiant Pierce! Divine
I'll crush you!
Thanks, Kisara!
Lightning Reflexes! Tenebrous Claw! Swallow Dance!
Radiant
Watch
Pierce!
this!
Radiant Supernova! Radiant Pierce!
Sonic Dare!
Let's get you all sets away! You're open! Raging back into the fray!
This isn't ideal.
Far enough!
Thank you for the healing, Delphine.
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Radiant Pierce! Radiant Pierce! Radiant Pierce!
I'll bring you back from death to this.
Resuscitation!
Will this help?
Between heaven and earth! A healing circle! Lightning! Radiant Pierce! In here!
What is this?
Lord of the Stockpile! Celestial Hammer! More where that came from! Celestial Hammer!
Now we're not
Far enough! Lunar Blade!
Blow away! Shouldn't have messed with me! Air pressure! I'm on it!
Gemini Aqua!
Whirlwind Snap! Talon Storm!
Burning Strike!
I'm ready! Go in! Hey! Blow them away!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
These structures don't look like anything built by the Renans, or even what we saw in the Forbidden Zone.
Perhaps this is the true architectural style of the Helganquil. Or perhaps the opposite, given their situation.
You mean like how some places favor building stuff with stone, while others rely on wood?
That's an interesting way of looking at it. I'll have to inquire.
Got a really bad feeling about this.
Piercing roar!
Glacial speed. Here's lacerated. These things really get on my nerves.
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Radiant dance in the wind. Air thrust. Water piercing water. Hurricane dance in mortal droplet.
Elusive deity!
Tidal wave. High below. Drop piercing basket. Freeze lancer.
Get behind me!
Here.
Time to shine!
We managed to turn the tide.
For now. But things could shift at a moment's notice.
You're right. Better stay alert. Aclean surge. Radiant
Time to shine!
Raging cascade.
Hurricane strike!
Radiant brim. The water can create
Time to shine!
dance in mortal droplet. Steel.
Being interrupted.
Now my clothes are ruined. Leave the charge!
Thunder field.
Time to
More where that came from. Searing flame. Reload.
You made me angry! That was a bad idea!
Hurricane strike.
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Searing flame.
Piercing
Annihilation.
Resonate with the earth.
Piercing roar!
Blood.
You're feistier than you look.
Can't change the future without getting your hands dirty.
Dramatic. What there?
Freeze lancer. Raging storm.
Do it! Law! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
I think I'm getting stronger.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Piercing? You want me? Come get me!
By the power of water. Arcane water. Without a trace! Pain between heaven and earth! Explosion! A wailing dancing light! Healing circle!
Alright!
They smell with blackened blade!
Alright!
Radiant
Now
pierce!
where was I?
Tempest! Hurricane! Foot! And again! Celestial
Light
water!
spear!
Mega ray! Ice crystal! By the power of water! Annihilation!
Time to shine!
Mega ray! Back into the fray!
Light spear! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
I'll face you!
Time to
Victory is within reach.
Dig deep into it! We can do this! Frozen!
Hammer!
Nicely done! No! Lightning!
All things steered!
Burning
Lightning! Law! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
So I still had room to grow.
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Will this help? I can't heal you forever!
Thanks for the healing.
Watch yourself, okay?
Yeah, you too.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Purge malevolence! Into the shadows!
Eagle cry! Sword Ray Hogan is you here and now!
I'll heal you all! Healing circle! A whirling struggle! Single dead! Wings now! Gravitas field!
Double demon fang!
Air thrust!
Do it!
Alvin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
Those thorns.
I'm not letting them get in our way!
That equipment should come in handy. Bad feeling about this.
Piercing roar! Radiant here! Let's get you out of the way! Lightning! Right hook! Target kill! Hear my call! I'm just getting started! One more time! Burning!
Got fire!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
All yours!
Eat this! Here I go! Back into the fray!
Piercing rush!
Radiant here!
Now I'm in the groove!
Holy land! Here! Chain between heaven and earth! By the power of a wailing dancy of lightning! Magna ray! Annihilation! The waters of creation!
Dance on the wind!
Dance, immortal droplets!
Dragon shell! Sonic spin!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! A chain between heaven and earth! Radiant pierce! A
Shouldn't have
wailing
messed
dancer!
with me!
Hear my call!
Dance on the wind!
Sword on flank! Glacier
Elusive
spear!
deity!
Here's the evil!
Sonic spear!
Freeze in here! Get on in there with the others! Radiant pierce! We're in the home stretch, guys!
What'd she say? Eyes on the prize!
That... Focus goes double for you, Law.
Me? How come I get singled out? Elusive deity! Sonic spear! Rotating pile drive!
Burning strike! Glacial spear! Here
Can you take it?
Freeze lancer! Celestial
Tempest
runner!
engulfs you!
Ice prison! Here I go! Run at it again! Seminar onward!
Dance on the wind!
Oh, violent
Elusive
burning wind!
deity!
Radiant now through
Demon
all!
lash!
Field!
Sonic spear!
Lightning orb! Up and at him! Let's go! Explosion! Thunder field! Burning strike! This is it!
Tempest engulfs you! Elusive deity!
Evil!
Rotating pile driver! Tempest! Crescent flash! Elusive deity! Kisara! All yours, Kisara! So that didn't go.
must consider well if this is the right path.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here. Faster.
Yes!
Excuse me!
Hey!
Really now?
What?
I see. Agreed.
Very nice.
Dohalim?